If your name is Alex Jones and you look like this guy right here, your life is probably in shambles right now. Now, I don't think I've ever done a video about Alex Jones on my channel before. I probably mentioned him, and if I have, it's very rare. And I haven't probably said his name in the last couple of years, but I had to talk about this. So in case y'all are unaware, Alex Jones has pretty much been exposed for the fraud that many of us already knew he was. But what gets me is the fact that you have a lot of people out here that fell for a lot of his lies, especially dating back to Sandy Hook, because that's really where his platform really took off. But the thing is, Alex Jones had a platform way before that. But with the Sandy Hook situation, he took full advantage of that and literally catapulted into another stratosphere. And people kept wondering why Alex Jones got kicked off social media because of the stuff that he was saying, or they said that it was an infringement on free speech. My question is, how much of free speech is it if all of it is lies? And that's pretty much all he's been spewing out. So you know what happened with Sandy Hook back in 2012. It's crazy to believe that it's been 10 years since that happened, where a mass shooter came into the school and shot it up and killing multiple people, including children. Well, Alex Jones was one of the first people to come out and say that Sandy Hook was a hoax, and then he tried to present all this evidence to say and prove his claim that it was a hoax. And this guy was a major finesser because he had a lot of people actually believe him behind that. Now, fast forward to now, Alex Jones is in court because the parents are suing him because of his lies, and a whole bunch of stuff has got revealed and exposed to prove without the shadow of a doubt that Alex Jones was indeed lying about that. And I believe he's even given a confession stating that what happened at Sandy Hook was 100% true and that it was not a hoax. We already knew that, but see, he dug a hole so deep for himself. And what also is probably the biggest takeaway, or the biggest shocker for this whole situation, was how financially, I guess you can say more than financially stable, he became from this. Because according to NBC News, the parents who were suing him said that Alex Jones was making, y'all better hold on to y'all seats when y'all hear this number, over $800,000 per day. Not per week, not per month, not per year, per day. That means this man was making over $1 million every 48 hours in 2018. He was doing better than even some mainstream celebrities off of lies, because a lot of people bought into it. Way too many people bought into it because he was like a car salesman. You know how you had those sleazy, greasy car salesmen that try to sell you that so-called nice looking car, and then you get it off the lot, and then all of a sudden stuff starts breaking down on you and stuff starts falling off. That's who he is. But then he went a step further and decides he's going to file for bankruptcy, not because he doesn't have any money, but he's trying to protect his assets and more like protect his ass, because he knows that these parents are about to sue him. And if he doesn't file bankruptcy, they're going to take a vast majority of the money that he has amassed over the years based on lies. So he's trying to protect what he stole. But I'm going to go ahead now and get into the article, and it's going to give more details. And it was posted August 3rd, 2022. Lawyers for Alex Jones appear to have accidentally sent over the entire contents of the Infowars founder's phone to the lawyers for the plaintiffs in his defamation trial, according to court proceedings Wednesday. Mark Bankston, a lawyer for the parents of one of the children killed in the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre and who is now suing Jones, said during the proceedings that 12 days ago, his, as in Jones, attorneys messed up and sent me a digital copy of every text and email from Jones's phone. After Bankston told Jones that the Sandy Hook parents' legal team had access to years of his texts and emails, he asked Jones, "Do you know what perjury is?" Bankston did not respond to a request for comment. An inquiry to Infowars was not immediately returned. NBC News has not independently acquired or verified the authenticity of the messages discussed by Bankston during Wednesday's proceedings. Parents of the Sandy Hook victims are suing Jones for $150 million in damages after Jones claimed the shooting was synthetic, a false flag, and that the families of those who were killed were crisis actors. Jones has since apologized, claiming that he was not personally published nor signed off on Sandy Hook conspiracy theories for years. New text revealed by Bankston on Wednesday appeared to show Jones signing off on more Sandy Hook conspiracy theories 5 years after the tragedy. So you're talking about 2017. The phone documents also appeared to reveal InfoWars' long-hidden finances. Bankston outlined several days in 2018 in which InfoWars made over $800,000 per day. Jones did not dispute the veracity of the emails or the dollar figures, but claimed some of their higher profit days came during the week of CPAC, the conservative conference. Earlier in the trial, Jones said the highest figure his company made was $200,000 per day. They about $600,000 short. Minutes later, taking questions from the jury, Jones claimed a $2 million judgment in the case will sink us. Free Speech Systems, the parent company of InfoWars, filed for bankruptcy in late July. Jones also had previously claimed that being deplatformed or permanently suspended from services like Twitter and Facebook had negatively affected the company's bottom line, likening the situation to quote-unquote jail. Bankston said the newly revealed financial documents showed that the opposite is true. The company made more money than ever after it was banned from platforms like Facebook and YouTube in 2018. Well, after you're deplatforming, your numbers keep getting better, Bankston said. InfoWars is a private company and is not required to disclose financial records. The company largely makes money by selling emergency survival food and goods and rebranded supplements like InfoWars Brain Force Plus. Jones said during the trial that some of the supplements are sold at 100% markup, and at one point he bragged about the quality of his supplements. Neither Jones nor his lawyers appeared to be aware that Sandy Hook parents, lawyers, and had access to Jones' emails and texts. Bankston said he had let Jones' lawyers know about the mishap 12 days ago. On an open microphone in a recess, Bankston asked his fellow lawyers, "You know what nobody thought about yet? What happens when that phone goes to law enforcement?" So that's pretty much how Alex Jones got exposed. His incompetent attorneys mistakenly, and I'll put that in quotations, sent over text messages and emails that laid out everything, in pretty much all of them, about Alex Jones and what he was in the underhanded things that he and InfoWars was doing, giving the ammo to the families that are suing him. I hope they tank InfoWars and Alex Jones. Like I said, I don't know how people fell for that. Like when they said that was a hoax, I said, I don't know about that. That just seems like a reach. And see, the thing is, because Alex Jones is such a dramatic, theatrical person, and he does that very annoying voice, and he talks really fast. He's like if you took Ben Shapiro and you pumped him full of steroids, because Ben Shapiro's sound like he's pumped full of helium. Talk really fast and use all these big words. And, sometimes it's like, is that even a word that you're using? Some of them don't even know how to spell, let alone define the word that they're saying. He was very good on doing that. He played on the hearts and minds of people, whoever would be willing to listen to whatever it is that he said, whether he had concrete evidence to back it up, or if it was just a load of crap. But hearing this or seeing this, and now I see why he was kicked off of places like Twitter and YouTube, because Alex Jones positioned himself to be one of the biggest conspiracy theorists of the 21st century. He literally was able to galvanize a lot of people to listen to whatever it is he said and hang off of every single word. But what's sad about it is he surrounded it around a situation in which children lost their lives in a very horrific way. He knew good and damn well that wasn't a hoax. He knew it was true. And the thing is, if those emails and text messages did not get in the hands of that attorney for the parents, he would have got up on that stand and lied. Now, I don't know if he had already taken the stand. Maybe I misread it or I looked over something. before those text messages got out, or if he has not taken the stand already. But I'm telling you, if he didn't take the stand already and the attorney didn't get those messages and emails, he would have got up on that witness stand and he would have lied in front of that court. He would have committed perjury. He was prepared to do it. So the plot, as True Royal Family says, has thickened. This is going to be very interesting, but this is not going to be a story that I'm going to like literally constantly like stay on top of. I just wanted to bring y'all this information because I think the part that stuck out to me was the fact that they said Infowars got $800,000 a day, which they lied and said they got $200,000 a day, but the evidence will show otherwise. But I'm going to go ahead and conclude the commentary on that note. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Be sure to like and share this content on your various social media platforms. Also be sure to click that bell and have your notifications turned on. If the bell does not work, this is going to be a premiere style video. Make sure you go ahead and hit that notify me button so you will be notified when it comes on. Also have your notifications set on to all on your mobile devices. All links will be down in the description.